When you have narrowed down your topic to a manageable research question, you can begin finding and evaluating sources for your research project. The first step to finding sources is coming up with relevant keywords. There are a few tricks to this. When searching in the library databases, use only the most important terms. You do not need to use full questions or filler words. Think of synonyms and related terms. Using keywords while searching is like trying to match the words you use with the words used by the authors of articles or books. If you can't find what you're looking for, try using a synonym of your term. For example, words that mean the same thing or something similar to representation are portrayal, stereotype, archetype, and trope. Put quotation marks around a phrase to force the database to search for those terms right next to each other in that exact order, like Aunt Jemima. Use this only when searching for a common phrase you would expect to find in your sources. Use an asterisk to search for all versions of a word with the same root. Use AND to combine your search terms and focus your topic. This forces the database to only find sources using all of your keywords. Use OR to combine your search terms and search for multiple synonyms at the same time. These techniques can be combined, like representation or portrayal, and father and film. You will likely have to try multiple searches to find the best combination of words, so don't get discouraged if your first search doesn't work. Once you have your keywords in order, you need to figure out where to search. RV1 Search on the library homepage searches many databases at the same time. This can be useful for an interdisciplinary topic like media portrayal of women, which combines communication studies with gender studies. Another option for multidisciplinary topics is to use our multidisciplinary databases, which you can see right in the center of our databases page. Searching RV1 Search or any database requires you to type in a very specific search. When you are too broad, you will get tons of irrelevant results. Let's say I narrowed my topic to the portrayal of single mothers on TV. I could try a search like single mother and television and stereotype. You may want to use the limiters on the left, like date or geography, to further limit your results. I am going to begin evaluating my search results. The title and subjects in these two articles make them seem useful. I can hover over the magnifying glass to read the abstract or subjects and decide if I want to read the full article. I can see that the article discusses single motherhood on South Park, as well as two other examples of motherhood. This is a scholarly article, intended for an audience who already has some knowledge of this topic. Good thing you did some background research to prepare for this step. Sometimes you don't use all of the content in a source, but instead select the parts that support your topic. Here, I would likely focus on the section on single motherhood. This next article also looks like it might be helpful. Although it does not say single mothers anywhere, many teenage mothers are not married, so this is still on my topic. However, I'm not sure that I wanted to use reality TV in my research, so I will save this for later by adding it to my folder and then emailing the article to myself. This article looks like it might work because I know Murphy Brown is a TV show. Clicking here will take me to the full text of the news article. News articles intended for the general public with no background knowledge, tend to be easier to read and understand. From here, I may choose to use some of the limiters on the left, or I could look at the databases where the results are coming from. After you pick an article that you think will work for your research, evaluate it like you did when you were choosing the article, looking for key ideas and topics that will support your research. If you find a scholarly article, check out their references or bibliography at the end to find sources they cited, which may be very relevant to your topic as well. You may also want to use Google to find additional articles. Sources from known news sites, like the Los Angeles Times or The Guardian, are fine choices for articles targeted for the general public. A blog source is not a good option because these are not reviewed by an editor or expert before they are posted, so there is no guarantee of accuracy or reliability. Papers written by other undergraduate students are also not good options for the same reasons. This didn't go through an editorial process to be published formally anywhere. What you can do is see if they used any recent sources and find those instead. Know that many scholarly journals are not free online, but some universities share their faculty publications. You could also see if the RVCC library has an article, and request it from interlibrary loan if not. Research is clearly a complex process. Don't give up and reach out to a librarian for help at any point along the way.